Vice President JD Vance says the Trump administration is putting nearly $260 million in Medicaid funding for Minnesota on hold over fraud concerns. Vance made that announcement yesterday with Dr. Oz, who is now the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services administrator. The state is already involved in a fraud investigation linked to allegations that some daycare centers were misusing funds. Yesterday, Vance accused Minnesota state officials of being careless with tax dollars.
We are stopping the federal payments that will go to the state government until the state government takes its obligations seriously to stop the fraud that's being perpetrated against the American taxpayer.
NBC News White House correspondent Monica Alba joins us now. Monica, this is a really fraught situation because, a lot of critics of the Trump administration's move here are saying that this is really putting a lot of regular Minnesotans at risk. I mean, what does it mean for those citizens who are enrolled in Medicaid, who have done nothing wrong? How is Governor Walz responding to all this?
Yeah, he is really calling this out and saying that he believes this is an act of retribution, that this is something that is going to specifically harm some of the beneficiaries of those Medicaid programs. But I think this is a moment, Morgan, where the White House is really acting upon what President Trump said in the State of the Union address a couple of days ago, that he is putting the vice president in charge of a war on so-called fraud, saying that he wants him to be in charge of investigating some of this and then announcing things like we saw specifically in Minnesota. But the vice president yesterday indicated, Morgan, that this could go beyond that this could also apply potentially to a state like California and beyond that. Now, this is something that a couple of months ago really bubbled up, that the Trump administration seized on after a conservative influencer put out this video that had some claims that were not backed up by evidence, but it exploded into this real issue that you have seen, again, the White House really capitalize on ahead of the midterm elections. And we're told they're going to continue to really lean in to that message.
President Trump said that he's cracking down essentially on the misuse of public funds nationwide. So how does his administration plan to actually do that, to root out the fraud tactically and practically?
What he is directing is basically all of the agencies involved to look at this from completely different angles. They're going to look at it from the Department of Labor, for instance. They're going to look at it from the Small Business Administration. They're going to, they say, potentially continue to freeze grants or to freeze funding to various agencies and various state agencies, depending on whether they believe there could be misuse here. And we should point out, Morgan, that there have been investigations by prior administrations into potential fraud and this current administration that has actually seen results where they have prosecuted and cracked down on people who they say are alleged to have committed this fraud, and again, who face real allegations and a real legal process from that. But beyond that, the White House is saying they're going to expand that, they're going to broaden it out and look at it in this manner, I think, to say and signal that there could be more freezing of these funds, again, not just in Minnesota and California, but potentially other places nationwide.
Live from the White House, Monica Alba. Excellent reporting. Thanks, Monica.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.